So tell me you mailed it in without actually telling me that you mailed it in.
And get fully immersed into the Jaws universe with the Amity Island Billboard Topper, featuring a backlit lenticular effect with choreographed light shows.
I don't even know what to say at this point. What's up, guys, and welcome back to my channel where I talk and do everything pinball, and a special thank you to the over 9,600 of you that have hit the subscribe button. So Stern has officially revealed the Jaws accessories, including the topper, the shooter knob that we've already seen, and the armor for the side of the games that are not the LE. And as per usual, the topper is underwhelming. That is definitely the word I would use. Now, it's not like every topper that gets made needs to be better than the last. That's not my complaint here, and I think that's definitely not what people are expecting. Okay? I think what people are expecting is a fair trade of goods. Okay? So when you have layered plastics or just cheap materials or what we look at and foresee it to be cheap materials and everything, and then you want to charge the price that you're asking, that's where the problem is, okay? For those that don't remember, let me just remind you, one of the best toppers ever built, Black Knight, Sword of Rage, this topper was $500. I think it was actually a little cheaper than that, but I want to say $500, you got that magnificent, moving, awesome-looking topper for your game. Instead, we have lenticular material with lights behind it for $1,000. No moving head on this one. If you want a moving head, you're going to be moving your own head, because that's what you have to do in order for this type of material to have any kind of motion to it. So, move your own damn head for twice the amount of money. For the life of me, I don't know why Stern didn't invite me to their content creator little party. I don't get it. And I think the hardest part about this is that I almost feel like they're like making fun of themselves at this point, or they're just like, they just don't care anymore. And it reminds me of that scene from 8 Mile, where at the end, Eminem basically, just spits out everything that they know about him and use that as ammunition. So it's like Stern's just up there just like, yeah, we're selling this topper for $1,000 and you're going to buy it anyways because you collectors got to have it, or whatever. Just spitting it out how it is and just letting everybody know that this is what we got. We didn't put much into the materials, but yet we're still going to charge you a whole bunch of money. Boom. Give your money to us now. It's basically what it is. So a lot of us that sit back and just kind of go, they're blatantly saying it at this point. I think the most common compliment or positive thing that you're going to hear about this topper from people, including myself, is that, well, at least it's not $2,000. And have we really reached that point to where we're happy or we're accepting what they're giving it to us because it's not as expensive as it could be? That's what we're considering a positive or a compliment at this point, is the fact that, it's not as expensive as we were expecting it to be. And that's not what we should be getting excited about. We should be getting excited about a great product at a great price. But that is not the case anymore. It's a matter of just like, man, it looks okay, and they're wanting how much for it? No. But you collectors, granted, you gotta have it, and a lot of you are already bought it, and it's on its way to you. To each their own. But it's like, I cannot wait to hear it. It's going to be on podcast coming up here pretty soon once it gets out into the public. Oh, the videos that Stern shows you, that just doesn't do it justice. When you see it in person, when you see that lenticular lights going across that sticker, it's absolutely amazing. Oh, come on. And these are the days that mod makers and topper makers rejoice. Because it's always the fear from these mod makers and topper makers that, with the amount of money and materials and overhead and resources that these manufacturers have, you would think that they would develop and create something that no one else could do. Instead, they give you what seems to be the bare friggin' minimum. And meanwhile, you have the topper makers that are just like, really? Okay, well, all we have to do is just make something better than that. At the minimum, make it better than what the manufacturer has made for you. And it's not going to cost $1,000. So the way I look at it is that this topper's not so bad where I feel like I need to do a skit about it. The price is high, but like I stated earlier, at least it's not $2,000. If it was $2,000, I would be even more speechless on how much they are just blatantly giving us the finger at this point. But I think that it's there. If you want it, you like the way it looks, you feel like it completes your game, go for it. Otherwise, for those that would like to put a topper on your Jaws game, because it is a solid shooter, it's not, great enough to where I feel like I need to add it to my collection, but you may hold off for a little bit to see what other options are going to be available. But you LE buyers and collectors, you're going to get the legit manufacturer's topper. I guess I get it to an extent on that. And I was getting asked via messages and everything about, my thoughts and opinions on the topper and stuff like that. And no one has been expecting me to do a skit on it, and I'm glad, because I don't think it, needs one or anything. But it's a matter of like, can you believe this? Can you believe they want this for that? And my typical response is, I'm not even surprised anymore, guys. That's what it's come to. They have made me numb to the fact of what they want to charge for their layered plastics. And of course, if we want to call them out and hammer down on this, more than likely, the culprit and catalyst for why the topper is this is because of the licensor. It's like, spin that wheel of excuses, and it's always going to land on licensor. That's what it seems like. But I kind of wonder how much on this topper the licensor could actually have control of. I need to look at it again because I don't even think it has the Jaws logo on it. So yeah, I'm looking at it now. I don't even see the Jaws logo unless there's some sort of like licensing with Amity Island. Maybe. I just kind of doubt it at this point. So it doesn't look like the licensor would have much say on the topper unless it's because it's going onto the pinball machine, so they may have some say on that. But what I'm saying is that there shouldn't be any additional cost for this topper going to the license holder on this. Like, they've already paid the money for the machine, but what they're doing is basically just getting acceptance or approval from the license holder, but they don't have to like pay any more money or anything like that, because they're not, doesn't look like they're paying for anything that would require anything to the license holder on this. So my question is, again, where's this $1,000 going to? If it's not going towards the license holder, that's what it looks like, at least at this point. It's like... Now, I laugh a little bit at the image of the Amity Island billboard, because the look on the girl's face on there pretty much says it all for what we think about this topper.